안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 소라입니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. 어머, 오랜만이에요 진짜. 그렇죠, 솔직히 한국말로 별로 안 하니까 내가 떨려요. 근데 많은 사람들은 내가 다른 영상을 만들기 원하잖아요. 그래서 짜잔! 잘해볼게요 여러분. 파이팅!
Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Alright, so from now on, I'm going to be speaking in English because I think I won't be able to explain how I learned Korean in Korean because
Let's be honest here.
I'm not that fluent, and I haven't been learning Korean maybe for the past eight months.
8 months.
So I mean, I'm not as good as I'd want to be at this point. But since a lot of you guys requested this, here we go. Back when I was so committed to studying Korean, I would spend 3 hours a day learning the language. And I think that's how I was able to speak the language quite well after 6 months. And you really just need determination to do that, I think. Now let's talk about the resources that I used. I have a couple and I will be listing all of them down in the description box below. But my first one that I would read every single day was from Talk to Me in Korean, and they actually have like workbooks that you can order. I did not do any of those just because I was broke, back in high school. Not saying that I'm not broke now, but anyway, so Talk to Me in Korean is, I think, a really great resource to study the basics of the language. And then they also have a lot of YouTube videos, so you can use that. All right, that's number one. And if you want a more detailed Korean lesson, it would be howtostudykorean.com, I believe. If I'm wrong, it's gonna be in the description box again. So that one is more detailed, and the author of that site always includes like a whole bunch of vocabulary, and I think that's really helpful. When it comes to pronunciation, let me tell you this. Korean alphabet, like the Hangul, and just the whole pronunciation, it's really hard to absorb it, especially if you're like an English speaker, because there's a lot of sounds that just doesn't exist in the English alphabet. And I think the best resource for that is Korean Unni. Alright, Korean Unni makes these short clips where she teaches the pronunciation and also grammar structures while like using it on a real world basis. Other resources I've used are Key to Korean, and they have a bunch of like these printables that you can print out, obviously, and that actually helped me make my notes. See, and I'm gonna show you how I structured my notes creatively so that it helps me absorb all of the grammar structures that I've learned throughout my study journey. Another really great book is by Billy, and he also makes YouTube videos that explains the grammar structures and of course show you examples, all that. And his book is available on ebook, as an ebook, and I highly recommend that you check your local library's ebook collection to see if that's available, because luckily my local library here in Arizona had it as an ebook version, so I was able to use it for 30 days and just keep on renewing it. And it's a really great book because it's very detailed. It has a lot of exercises and all that stuff. So yes, not to mention Billy is an American, so like how he explains the Korean structure and the grammar is like very easy to understand as an English speaker. Other channels that I recommend are Topic Korean, and that's TOPIK Korean. If you just search that up, you will see a lot of their videos, and these videos are usually just like 2 minutes long. It's like a quick explanation of the grammar structure, and sometimes the simpler the better. So this is how my notes look like. As you can see, it's very colorful, and me personally, I am a visual learner, so whatever I write down or see, that's the best way I can remember things. And let me show you. So on this side is the printable, and on the other side are just like notes, you know, underlined, highlighted, circled, whatever, same on the other side. And it took me a lot of hours. This is not easy to do, you know, like look at that. Yeah, but I think it's totally worth it because I still use this, especially when I forget like a grammar structure. I just refer to these notes that I've made like a year ago, and boom, it answers all my questions. These printables, I made those. All right, I poured a lot of effort, a lot of hours, and a lot of tears making them, but they were inspired by Key to Korean printables, just like I mentioned earlier. And the Key to Korean, the reason why I did not use that or their printables was because I wanted to add more details on the grammar structure. I just wanted to condense everything that I've learned from different resources into one. Now, since I love you guys and I want to make life easier for you, let me know in the comment section below if you want a copy of the PDF file, and I will make it available for you guys. All right, by the way, disclaimer, not everything will be in there, so I suggest that you still continue reading from other resources, you know, Key to Korean, the one by Billy, How to Study Korean, all those, and add those information on the side just like I did here. Okay, so I've shown you my notes, right? How I made my notes, all that stuff. And I've also mentioned a couple of online resources that you can use to study Korean for free. Now I'm gonna talk about like how I interacted with Korean people, all right? There are apps called Italki and HelloTalk, I think. Hold on, let me double check that. Just kidding, it's called Italki and HiNative. HiNative is like an open forum for languages. It's like Reddit, but strictly for languages. And I think that's the best platform to ask questions, you know, basic questions like how do I say a certain phrase, or how do I pronounce this? And people, users all around the globe, native speakers of that language or non-native, are able to respond to you. Second one is Italki. Italki is a platform for students and teachers. You can book like a virtual or a FaceTime, Skype, whatever lesson with a Korean tutor. Sometimes they are like actual professors of the language, or sometimes they're just like students too who know how to speak English and Korean and want to make extra bucks. So the lessons I think range from $7 an hour to $30. I'm not so sure, but honestly, I did not book any lesson through Italki. What I did was I just posted a bunch of questions on there, and you know, I would just connect with all of these middle-aged Korean speakers, native Korean speakers, and be like, hey, can you maybe teach me for free? You know, make that friendship or connection with the oppas or onnis, you know, and get a free lesson. You will also find different learning materials at Italki from blog posts, because you can post a blog there and it can either talk about the culture or the language. And then to make friends, I think it is very important that you get to interact with a native speaker so that it gets natural for you. Like speaking the language feels a little bit more natural as you're learning. And I used I forgot the app again. All right, it's HelloTalk, and it's literally like Facebook for language learners. You know, so that's how I met most of my Korean friends, and we just exchanged KakaoTalk IDs. And KakaoTalk is, I'm saying it by the way in the English way, it's basically like WhatsApp or Viber or WeChat. When it comes to writing in Korean, I highly recommend downloading the NAVER dictionary and the NAVER translator. I think it's called Papagona. Not so sure, but I've had it on my phone for like since I started Korean, and the dictionary is very, very helpful because it does not only show you like how it's usually used, but it also like uses translations from VLive. If you know what VLive is, then you get what I'm saying, as like examples, you know. So it's not like just a dictionary example, but like real world example. And obviously it shows you the English translation, and it shows you like, you know, the conjugations and all that stuff. It's the best dictionary out there for Korean, because it has everything. You can even search a grammar structure and it will show you. Like it can either show you like examples of how people use it in real world, or it will have a blog that, you know, teaches it. Through the NAVER dictionary, you will also stumble upon this program that they have for Korean students or Korean learners, and it I don't know what happened there, but I just stuttered. The NAVER Dictionary app too has this like program for Korean learners, and it includes like podcasts, listening tests, writing tests, and it's a very interactive program that you can use for free. Those are the resources that will help you with your writing skills, listening skills, and also your pronunciation. The translator, you can listen to how it is pronounced, and yeah, download those apps. I highly recommend it. And then what else? Oh, obviously, like when you're watching a Korean film, you just don't want to like keep on reading the English translation. You actually want to start listening to their expressions, and you know, maybe listen to how things or the alphabet is pronounced. Just like, that's how I learned my pronunciation, is by comparing my pronunciation now to the pronunciation of those Korean actors. At this point, I don't know what else to share with you guys, because I think I've covered everything from like online resources, and then note-taking, pronunciation, writing, listening, tests, all that stuff. Now, if you guys want me to start making like Korean videos, like short Korean videos, teaching like the basics of the language, let me know in the comments section below, and I would love to do that. Like, you know, pronunciation, how to kill it like and sound like a native, or maybe like the very complicated grammar endings like tanayo, ke 된다, all that stuff. Let me know in the comment section below. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And again, if you want the access to that PDF file for these printables that I made, let me know. If you want me to make more Korean videos, let me know too. Make sure to like, share this video, subscribe, whatever, you know the gist. Alright, thank you guys so much again. Bye!